Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with the Shirogorov Custom Division Hation here with me for a review. We're gonna analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this little guy, but don't forget to like this video if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like it. So let's go and let's get started. This guy, it's not that big because the overall length is going to be 7.5 inches with a 3.25 inch long cutting edge and a 4.25 inch long handle. And let's see how this guy is doing up against for example, Ontario Rat number 1 and Ontario Rat number 2. You can see this guy is right in between these two budget options, and you can actually check it up against the Benchmade mini bug out right here and the bug out up there. So it's kind of like a little bit bigger than the bug out, which is like notoriously not a big knife. And here you've got your Spyderco Para 3, for example, and up against you can also admire the Spyderco Para Military 2, which is kind of like dwarfing a little bit this Hation. Another couple options you might get used to are the Chris Reeve knives. That's the small Sebenza 21, and here you have the large Sebenza 21, and you can see that this is kind of like I mean, comparable, but still bigger than the small Sebenza 21, which is very interesting. Another option from Shirogorov, here you have the Kami Flipper Sienkiewicz collaboration, and that's a beautiful example of handle to blade ratio. This guy is packing a lot of knife in a small package. And let me show you another one. This is the Koenig Knives Arius, that's the style 55, and I want to also show you, for example, because we have them here, that is the Shirogorov Custom Division Neon NL, pretty much same size, and here you have the full size Shirogorov, that's the F3NS Custom Division as well. So you have an idea of the size of this knife. It's not a huge knife. It's probably the ideal EDC size, like to carry around. It's a fantastic frame lock made in Russia by Shirogorov Knives. This is the custom division, which differentiates from the production line because of some upgrades. Like, for example, you can see that these scales are 3D machined, and there's some pretty cool pattern going on. It's not just like a flat surface. There's some radiused areas here. The chamfering is just outstanding. The skeletonization is going on even on the carbon fiber scale, which is like super light already, and you got internal chamfering, extensive internal skeletonization on the lock side. I don't know if you can maybe see it from this perspective. It's a very expensive one because there's only 30 made of these guys, and it's gonna be, yeah, in the $2,500 range, so in that ballpark. And this is like a beautiful one, but it's an expensive one because of the scarcity, and it's very sought after, and of course it's rare. The main similarity for like a Shirogorov lineup you can think of is probably the Neon, which is the same thing as the Hation, but in a titanium package. Of course, this guy has different backspacer, different clip, everything is different swedge, milling, jimping, everything, but that's what you want to compare it to. In this case, I was saying you've got some pretty cool 3D milled carbon fiber scales with some blue accent infused into the carbon fiber. You've got this pretty cool blue bear, which is matching the titanium blue anodized pivot colors on both sides, the pocket clip, of course, and the backspacer as well. You've got some very, very cool milling going on in this one. Nice finger groove over here. You have this backspacer, which is beautifully anodized, matching everything. It's just a fantastic like accent that's given to this gorgeous knife. Finger groove, really cool. You've got the lanyard loop hole right over here, which is integrated in the backspacer. Blade is centered and absolutely protected by this backspacer that it's reaching this height up here. Really cool. And you've got a very classic look when closed. I mean, the flipper tab, it's not protruding that much, just a little bit over here. Super cool. Of course, the Shirogorov Custom Division comes with this bit over here, and you're gonna need a proprietary tool to take this guy apart, which is not gonna be cheap as well, because we're talking about custom division, guys. So yeah, nothing is gonna be cheap in this world of custom division goodness, but you're gonna need one of those. You see different screw. The pivot screw is keyed in, is dialed in. It's there's a ball bearing right underneath here, so this guy is gonna be it's not gonna be spinning, and that's a fantastic thing. It's also nice and flush with the handle, not protruding, not sticking out. Also, you can check out my maintenance video about this guy, because it's pretty straightforward. I mean, to a point. There's some loose roller bearings going on under the hood, but it's going to be, yeah, pretty, I mean, not that hard to do it. You've got a stainless steel lock face insert right over here, because you've got titanium up against steel, so that's gonna eliminate any lock stick caused by the titanium against steel situation. And you can see that this is screwed in from the outside. You know that some Hation and Neon production, they don't have a screw, they're just epoxied in, so that's gonna be another upgrade from the production line. So you've got the non-spinning pivot, you've got the screwed in stainless steel lock face insert, you've got the internal skeletonization of this carbon fiber scale, you've got the 3D milling going on, you've got the hardware, the proprietary hardware, of course, and then I mean, you've got the pocket clip, which has been anodized, as well as the backspacer. You've got the collars, and as an upgrade, you've got the upgraded steel, which is S90V. You got the dual tone finish for the blade. I mean, you've got a lot of things going on. You got single roll roller bearings running. You got the 3D micro milling. I mean, there's a lot added to the classic Hation production. I mean, just the clip is just a fantastic one. Extra chamfers going on, hidden hardware. The blue anodization is just gorgeous. It's not reversible. It's tip-up carry only, but it's just like that. Also, the blade, it's unique. Has this double kind of swedge. There's no jimping. You see, you have some swedge here, but then stops, and then there's another one starting here and going down with these 1 and 2 angles, beautifully done. And you've got a little, let me see if you can focus, a little angle going on right over here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 angles for the spine of the blade, and then you got maybe 30% belly and straight edge up to the sharpening choil, classic Shirogorov plunge grind. You can see that there's some extra chamfering going on around the flipper tab, some jimping, beautifully done, custom division logo over here, S90V engraving on the back, but pretty cool stone wash finish for the primary, flat grind on the main bevel, and some nice and polished flats right here. Really cool blade indeed. The sound, it's the classic Shirogorov. Clacky and clicky and clacky and clicky sound, really beautiful. It's just a pleasure, guys. Like, Shirogorov sound is second to none. Really fantastic indeed. Let's check the weight on this guy, because this is a pretty light option if you ask me. And in fact, let's see, like that, it's gonna be, look at that, 2.59 ounces. Really good. Let me see, like that, yeah. 2.6 ounces in the pocket. This guy, it's gonna basically disappear. Feels good in the hand. Of course, there's no hot spots, no sharp edges. The lock release is easy to disengage because you see sticking out, it's milled, so there's enough room to disengage it like that. You've got no jimping going on over here, and you don't even have it on the spine of the blade. You got some, of course, like geared backspacer right there. Of course, notice the internal cutout for the lock bar relief right there. Very, very interesting. You can also appreciate the number, serial number, it's right there inside the scales. And yeah, I was saying, you know, there's no jimping. There's not much really like a reverse grip going on doing. It's a small knife, not much. I mean, you can do like an advanced choke grip, but it's a tiny one, at least for my hands, but feels absolutely good. This kind of divot here, it's just fantastic for the thumb. Feels absolutely great in the hand. Great solidity given by the backspacer. Nice. It's a little bit slippery, like smooth, but there's this groove which maybe adds a little bit of grippiness. But again, guys, fit and finish of this thing is off the chart. It's spectacular. Nothing moves, nothing rattles. Everything is perfectly aligned. There is not like a single fraction of a millimeter that is out of place in this guy. No misalignment. Everything's super flush. Very, very satisfied with that. And of course, there's no blade play. The flipper tab is absolutely functional, both for a push button, which is gonna fly open, and for a light switch. I mean, very, very good feelings when deploying this blade. You've got the ramp. You get a clip ramp, which is absolutely functional, elongated on the exiting path. You've got the blade. I was saying this guy is running on single roller bearings, and you can see it in the deployment. Is really fast, very smooth in the closing. There's no guillotine effect. Like there's a free fall effect as soon as you disengage the lock bar, but when you put the blade in the vertical position, you just need a little wiggle to get it in the closed position, because it's a lightweight, and probably the tension of the lock bar is strong, but it kind of closes like that, not under its own weight, but still it's a pleasant smooth action indeed. Really, really cool. Nice detent. It's pretty cool. It's really fires open. Something that I just forgot to do, and let's do it now. It's checking the blade thickness for the stock. It's 0.136 inches, and let's check it down here. It's going to be pretty thin behind the edge, 0.130. Would you look at that? Fantastic slicer with this flat grind. Really, really cool option right over here from Shirogorov, and this is the custom division Hation, and it's a gorgeous knife, guys. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.